I heard something cool by Noam Chomsky. Oh, Noam Chomsky, whoa! But he's actually like probably one of the like most intellectuals when it comes to foreign politics. For like North America, for the U.S. He knows his stuff, right? Um, and he's been a professor for like ages. But yeah, he was talking about Lenin and why he doesn't like Lenin. I don't know who Lenin is, but apparently he was like a leader during the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia when the government got toppled. And that's worrisome because I feel like in the US the exact same thing's going to happen. And the grassroots revolutions that are the reaction, I mean, to economic inequality in the US and all this poverty and wage gaps and like just exploitation of the working class is going to be subverted by the military industrial complex. And what happened with Lenin is you have this idea of socialism in the context of industry. So, like people even in favor of syndicalism, where workers control, like workers own through co ops, the companies they work for. Not just like unions demanding like minimum wage or like safe working conditions or healthcare, but actual like the workers control the production. That's like Marx that's what Marx would talk about is workers should control the production rather than plutocrats. Plutocrats being people who are rich and own companies or the government. Well, a plutocrat would be like in control of the entire system. Um, so plutocracy would be like where the actual uh, government policies are dictated by plutocrats. Okay, so that's what we live in now in Canada, in the U.S., in I assume many other capitalist countries. And what Lenin did with the Bolshevik Revolution is he subverted it, and he said, "We can't have true socialism because that's going to come in the future. This is just the like the next revolution will give you socialism, but right now we're going to like destroy workers' abilities to form co-ops and syndicates because the true revolution is coming later." And so I think when there's a true revolution from the working class in America, um, it'll be subverted by the military-industrial complex and say like, no, 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 you can't control your own company. You can't fix the broken economic system. You're not allowed to unionize and syndicalize and and take control of your own labor and your own production. You're not allowed to do that. It belongs to the plutocracy. And this inflated economic system where the easiest way to make money is to have lots of money and everyone else is taken advantage of, or um, or you print money and have like artificial demand through petrodollar monopoly. But no, you're not allowed to have that because the true revolution is coming later. But you're asking for too much. You're asking for too much. That's too hard, man. It's too hard. But now socialism. Now what socialism means is like everyone deserves health care. So I don't know what socialism. I don't know. I usually let. I'm just a lurker on YouTube, so I'll let other people like for politics. I'll let other people define what socialism is, and then in that context, it's like, oh yeah, yeah. Uh, Single payer healthcare is socialist. Single democracy is socialist. Uh, Syndicalism is socialist. Because what socialism means to me is basically like egalitarian systems where people are treated fairly. Um, I think that's a good definition. But like to Noam Chomsky, socialism means the working class controls the means of production. So that's like very Marxist. So don't get capitalism or don't get democracy confused with socialism, and don't or okay. Sorry, I take that back. I take that back. Don't get our form of democracy confused with socialism, and don't get communism confused with socialism, because our democracy and Russia's communism, they aren't socialist. Like socialism would be like I don't know. Libya was pushing towards socialism for a bit. Uh yeah, so damn. It's like Noam Chomsky said what was that quote? I want to find the quote. He's like, don't talk about democracy until we have the workers in charge. No, I don't see it. If you look for him on Facebook, it's like, we need the workers in charge, basically. That's what he said. And I think someone said something nice, which was like, the most powerful force on earth is the working class. And that's true. And then he went on to say, therefore, in order to have the most influence, you want to influence the working class. So technically, everyone on social media is like an influencer, whether you're censoring or speaking out or lobbying, or I mean, you can speak out for any cause or against any cause, right? You would be an influencer. But now YouTubers aren't called influencers; they're called content creators. But even if you create a lot of content, if you go against the like plutocracy narrative, then your videos aren't going to get a lot of views. But if you're like quoting one of the like intelligence agency like all these news agencies in the pockets of the intelligence agencies and the like big pharma, big oil, big whatever, um if it's news from them, then they'll like get shown to everyone, even if it's like mostly dislikes on the video. Is like, you have to watch this because it's from a reputable news source. But to me, reputable news source is like would be like a person an, a reporter or a journalist who has like proven over and over again that they're unbiased and trustworthy. So like Glenn Greenwald, for example, or Jimmy Dore or Lee Camp. Like obviously you could argue that like yeah, they're biased in favor of human rights, but like for from my perspective, that's an acceptable bias to have. And like Lee Camp's even biased in favor of animal rights, but I also agree with that because mm, when someone says egalitarian, who are they defining as a person, right? So even in an egalitarian society, you need rules, regulations to protect the people who are getting exploited, right? You have to have rules against murder. You can't just freely murder people. Um, and so if you see animals as people, then that applies to them as well. But like in regular society, you can't just say you're free to do whatever you want because your freedoms end where someone else's start. And then, of course, there is a gray area where um, forcing someone to do something is for the greater good. But that greater good is going to depend on how you define what a person is and how you value their well-being, right? So it'd be nice if everybody had a similar model of like who's important, but right now everybody seems to like themselves, their family, their loved ones, maybe their friends, colleagues, coworkers, right? People they know in their social circle who will have a direct impact on their lives, not like strangers in Yemen getting bombed with white phosphorus. Reminiscible out.